Okay, so sorry, I just have to remind myself of this one really quickly. So this association requires public disclosure on officers' investments in 2 cases only. You only have to disclose in these 2 cases. When the officer is authorized to disperse association funds, and when an officer sits on the board of a petrochemical company. Okay, okay, sounds good. Those are the only 2 times in which you have to disclose. This person, an officer who is not authorized to disperse funds, sits on the board of just one company, a small timber business. Therefore, there is no reason for this person to publicly disclose her investments at this time. The association requires public disclosure in only these 2 cases, right?
Yeah.
But is there nothing else in the universe that would require this person to publicly disclose, or just provide a reason for this person to publicly disclose her investments? Do you think?
Just kind of generally, do you think it's like a good strategy for these assumption questions to kind of figure out like what the flaw is in a way of the argument, and then make the answer?
Yeah. Because there's a gap in the reasoning, and we can figure out what that gap is, then, especially for a sufficient assumption question, which this is, you can now like, oh, if that's the problem, there's only gonna be one problem, and so then you can fix that problem, and that's gonna be the correct answer. So, answer choice C, the association's requirements provide the only reasons there might be for this person to disclose her investments. Okay, if those are the only reasons, then this conclusion makes sense. There is no reason. It's a super strong conclusion. Are we okay with that? Okay. Any other questions on this one?
I
No.
didn't think any of the answers were
Did you find the flaw before you went into the answers?
no.
Did you think it was a good argument?
I did.
That was the beginning of the end.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. The question says the conclusion of the argument follows logically if which one of the following is assumed. That's telling you that the conclusion does not currently follow logically. Therefore, you have to go and find an assumption to make it follow logically. And because it's a sufficient assumption question, meaning the correct answer is going to make the conclusion follow logically, it's not just like something we need for the conclusion to follow logically, it's going to go all the way and now it's going to follow logically. You know there's only going to be one problem, and once you find that problem, that's going to be the correct answer.
I put A, but I thought it was irrelevant.
This person will not be appointed to a position in the association that authorizes her to disperse funds. Well, even if that's true, there could still be other reasons we haven't talked about. The problem with this argument is it only talked about the association's requirements.
Right, but it's
Just
she could be in a court case where a judge.
Sure.
mandates
Or your
it.
friends are like, look, I'm not going to be your friend on Facebook anymore
Right.
unless you disclose your investments. And you're like, okay, never heard of that before. But this argument, the premises were not so all-encompassing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sounded really strong when it came to the association.
Mm-hmm.
But answer choice C steps back and says, oh, yeah, by the way, there's nothing else in the universe that would compel her
Mm-hmm.
to do this. Okay. Sound good? Okay.